The Russia-Ukraine war is our focus now. The United Nations Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine says Russian airstrikes on Ukraine's electricity generation, transmission and distribution facilities probably violate international humanitarian law. The report published on Thursday focused on 9 waves of attacks between March and August this year. The UN Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine says it had visited 7 power plants that were damaged by attacks, as well as 28 communities affected by the strikes. Its report says there are reasonable grounds to believe that multiple aspects of the military campaign to damage or destroy Ukraine's civilian electricity and heat-producing and transmission infrastructure have violated foundational principles of humanitarian law. Now let's turn to politics in the United States. For the first time since 1996, one of America's most influential labor unions, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, has declined to issue a U.S. presidential endorsement. Let's tell you more about that in our next reports.
The U.S. union, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, which can boast of about 1.3 million members across the U.S. and Canada, says it has received few commitments on top Teamsters issues from either Democratic nominee Kamala Harris or Republican nominee Donald Trump. It also claims that polling of its members found no definitive support for either candidate, though 2 of its recent polls indicated lopsided support for Donald Trump. But shortly after that announcement, some Teamsters regional councils representing more than 500,000 members in Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, and California said they will be endorsing Kamala Harris. An endorsement has the potential to mobilize thousands of Teamsters who work, live, and vote in the crucial battleground state of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. In a statement, the Harris campaign touted its overwhelming support from the majority of organized labor and noted that many Teamsters are now behind her candidacy.
And by the middle of next year.
In Venezuela, opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez says he was forced to recognize President Nicolas Maduro as the winner of July's disputed election before being allowed to seek asylum in Spain. In the video message, Mr. Gonzalez said President Maduro's aides had forced him into signing a letter while he was hiding in the Spanish embassy in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, earlier this month. The head of Venezuela's National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, and a key Maduro ally, says Edmundo Gonzalez had willingly written his signature. Electoral authorities loyal to President Maduro announced him the victor in the election, but it was disputed by Mr. Gonzalez and many sections of the international community. Just one day after he was stabbed near his school in southern China, a 10-year-old Japanese student has been reported dead. But that's according to Japanese officials. Local police say his assailant, a 44-year-old man surnamed Zhang, was arrested on the spot. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has called the attack extremely despicable and adds that Tokyo has strongly asked China for an explanation as soon as possible. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian says the case was being investigated and China and Japan are communicating. Now, finally, on World Now, 5 women say they were raped by former Harrods boss Mohammed Al Fayed when they worked at the luxury London department store. More than 20 female ex-employees who testified to the BBC said the billionaire, who died last year aged 94, sexually assaulted them, including rape. Harrods' current owners said they were utterly appalled by the allegations and that his victims had been failed, for which the store sincerely apologized. Bruce Drummond, from a legal team representing a number of the women, says the spider's web of corruption and abuse in the company was unbelievable and very dark. The incident took place in London, Paris, Trapez, and Abu Dhabi. That is World Now. Thank you very much for being a part of it. You can get more on our website,